Well, hey y'all, happy Monday. Well, welcome back. So just as I mentioned last week, I got a lot of feedback in the comments interested in the seed swap that I recently participated in. So I wanted to share with you today about how to do a seed swap, and the reason why I think that's video worthy is because I wanted to join seed swaps for a long time, but found it pretty intimidating. And so I joined my first one actually in the spring, like right before everything crazy in the world happened. And it was like a Christmas type magical experience getting my package in the mail. So when this particular host, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, announced that she was going to do another seed swap, I was totally on board. And I'm pretty sure this was a much bigger swap. So I participated in 2 seed swaps with her just here in the last month or so. So the first one was a 50 seed swap pack of what was supposed to all be vegetables, but some flowers got mixed in there. And then I was in a 25 packet swap for flowers. And so let's talk a little bit first about how you go about being ready to be in a seed swap. And it's pretty simple. You want to grow some stuff, save some seeds, and I would say probably the easiest things that I've had success with as far as saving seeds has been flowers and brassicas, because broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, collard greens are really, really interesting plants, because even though we think of the life and death of a broccoli being that head or that crown of broccoli that we're used to eating, really and truly that plant has got such a long life after that. And that crown that we're used to eating is actually the really premature flowers of the broccoli. So if you let that broccoli stay on the plant, eventually the broccoli plant that's about maybe 2.5 foot tall can grow to 6 foot tall, because it's going to make shoots go up. And every one of those little bitty fronds, if you will, in your broccoli crown is going to turn into a little yellow flower, and every one of those yellow flowers is going to produce seed. So I've had a lot of easy success with collecting seeds from flowers and from brassicas. Now that's not to say that there aren't a lot of things. You could collect seeds from tomatoes, you could collect seeds from peppers. Those are just the particular things that I've been more diligent, more faithful with in my collecting. So if you've already started collecting seeds, or if you haven't, maybe plan on letting one of your plants go all the way to seed. And I've done a video before about seeds and seed saving and how important it is, but this is like one of the bonuses of seed saving, is getting to do a swap. So, and the thing I love about it is because I tend to be the person that orders the same meal every time. So I do that with a lot of things. So to me, getting to participate in a seed swap means that I'm going to get to try some stuff that I wouldn't have maybe normally just bought myself as a seed. And so it's very exciting to me. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I do it. So now so when I was talking about the size of these swaps, the way a swap is organized is by the number of people that participate. So the number of people equals the number of packets of seeds that you need to send in, and it also equals the number of packets of seeds that are going to be sent back out to you. So like I said, one of these was a 50 you know, this was a 50 seed swap, and I can just about get it all in my hand, you know. And I'll give you, I'm going to show you up close a little bit after I share what my favorite ones were from this swap. I'm going to show you a little bit more up close, a little bit what these different packets can look like, because I think that's a good tip for you too. Because the next thing I want to talk about is don't let fancy steer you away from participating in a seed swap. The first one that I participated in, I was really slow in getting my packets turned in because I was so limited, and I was making it so hard because of the type of packets that I'd seen other people do it. Because some people in these gardening communities make some really cool stamps, and so they use those in their seed swaps, and you think, well, golly, here's one of my favorite people, Modern Rosie Mama from Instagram, and you know, she had this cool stamp made, and it really probably streamlines her seed saving process. But boy, I can tell you that, you know, a cute little packet like this was kind of intimidating to me. So the first time I swapped, I tried to do, the girls and I did, we had some magazines and stuff, and we did some of these make your own envelope things. But the washi tape, or I don't know if I'm saying that right, the craft tape that I used wasn't sticking good. So it's like, once I had what I thought was my big pile of seeds ready to go, I noticed that a lot of them were falling out. They weren't like staying in there. So to finish that swap out, I actually ended up getting these, and it's really because it was a last minute thing. It was something that my husband could find, and this was like right when everything was kind of locking down. So these are kind of cool because you can write on them, but I'm always the person that thinks about, you know, what can you do with this after? And if I've already written on it about the seeds that I'm sending, then I don't know if you can use it again. So in this last swap, I got some of these like kind of coin envelopes, and then I don't have a fancy stamp, so I just wrote on the outside what it was. And for what I sent, and I'll tell you that in a minute, I put some little instructions inside. Now, that's another thing I'll tell you, is that the first time I did this swap, I felt compelled to almost copy the entire, like, what to do with the seed, like how deep to plant it, how this, how that, how that. Most people have been growing a little bit, or they can look that up on the internet. But when I sent out for this 50 seed swap that I participated in, I sent out wheat, and I did that for very specific reasons. One being that I really want to entice people to think about small scale wheat growing, you know, because Bill Dorman says with, you know, like 100 square foot, you could grow enough wheat to supply your family's needs for a year. So, like I said, I made like a little strip of paper that kind of told a little bit more about why I was sending it, and how to plant it and stuff like that. And for the flower swap, I actually sent cornflower, or bachelor button flowers. They're really cute. I grow them every year. They're one of my favorites because they're so showy. They're, you know, purples, pinks, blues. You can get all kinds of cool colors in there. So that's what I sent out. And I went through all the trouble of like cleaning up the seeds that I'd harvested in 2020, and just as I was done, I found a packet of all the ones that I'd collected from 2019. So I actually shared the ones from 2019, and I kept the ones from 2020. So that's one thing I'll tell you, is don't let the packaging throw you off. There's some other good examples in here of how you can make this simple. Somebody, like, you can get these little, you know, the smaller Ziploc bags, and then just put a piece of paper in there. I saw too where somebody had a small Ziploc bag and they stapled like a card, because when we're trading on social media, we like to know who we got it from. That way, if it's something really neat or something special that we've been wanting, then we can reach out and thank that person. And sometimes we end up following them. So when you do the swap, you generally are going to share about 5 to 6 seeds. And I'll tell you that if you're in a 50 seed swap and you don't have that many seeds to cover the entire 50, it's okay to do like 25 of this kind of seed and 25 of this kind of seed. Don't let that keep you from participating either. I wouldn't say that all your seeds have to be exactly the same. It's a barter and trade system. So as long as you're trading 50 quality seeds for 50 quality seeds, or whatever the number is, that's what's most important. So then, like I said, you just want, whatever you decide on your packaging, you want to just kind of tell what it is and give some basic instructions. You don't have to do like I did in that first swap and just tell everything in the world, because a lot of people have already grown these things, you know, so they're going to have some clues, and if they don't, they're going to be like me and they're going to look it up, you know. The last thing that I'll say is that don't be surprised in a seed swap when you prepay for your shipping. So the particular host that I've been participating with for the past 2 times, once she establishes how many people are going to be participating, then she usually generates kind of an average shipping cost. And that shipping cost is the cost of getting all the seeds from the swap to you. So when she gets all the seeds, she's kind of got like her little bags set up, her 50 bags or 25, however many bags it is. And then she goes through with what she got from you and she fills until she's out, and then the next people's seeds come in. And then once she's collected them all, or it could be a he in the future, who knows who you'll be trading with, but once they've collected them all, then they'll send the packet back to you. And that right there is just the funnest part. My children enjoy it. My husband enjoy it. It's just really fun to crack open these packs. And like first thing we did was separate what can we plant now, and then we got it all jumbled up. So that'll be our first plan, is what can we plant now, and then what from this swap are we going to be moving into the things that we're going to plant for the spring. So now to tell you some of my favorites from getting 75 packets of seeds. A cool one that I'm excited about is this flaxseed, because I'm into grains, and even though I don't have the space right now, this is very encouraging to me to know that somebody else is already growing flax out there. Another one is an orange cherry tomato. Now, we all know I've got my crazy cherry tomatoes around here, but I've never had a truly orange one. And I've never had this kind of beans, and if you know this movie, you know, but I also got some fava beans. Then giant red celery, black Spanish radish. And I don't know if you can see that picture, but the outside of that radish is totally black, and on the inside, it's totally white. And I bet it's spicy. I bet it will be spicy. And then another cool one, and we looked this up, is strawberry spinach. So it's spinach, and it kind of makes a berry as well. And then I got a honeydew melon. I've got lots of poppies in my flower swap. Icelandic, blue, all different kinds. So now I'm going into my flowers. Then I got some gladiolas. I'm not 100% sure if you can grow these here, but let's face it, under the right circumstances, you can grow just about anything here. Now, pink cleome, maybe I'm saying that wrong, but I love pink. Then Shasta daisies is really exciting to me. And this is a person that you can tell has a lot of seeds, because they sent way more than even needed. But one they sent was a candy cane zinnia. And you know, I fell in love with the zinnias this year, and dahlias. Dahlias is one that I've wanted to plant for some time. And these are more ones to plant in the spring. I don't know about the other ones, but those are the ones that I got most excited about from this swap. So what I'm curious about, and I noticed from the comments that when I said share about my seed swap, that a lot of you went right to let's do a seed swap. So I'd kind of like to know by like a show of hands, maybe just say yes down below, if I put together like a Facebook gardening group that was really more for us to connect when we're doing this seed swap. By a show of yes down below, how many people think that they would participate? And we don't have to do it right here away, you know, because right now we're kind of in the middle of a season. But we could get it organized and do a local swap. And I think that would be especially fun, because what's different about doing one where it's coming from all over the United States is you could get some stuff that you can't grow here. Like I got some morning glories, and that's a really invasive plant that we're really not supposed to grow here in Arizona. So I'll either save that or give it to somebody that can grow it where they live. But growing here in Arizona, especially seeds that we've actually harvested from our own plants, I think is crucial, because it feeds into that local food chain that we've got going on here, and that's elemental. I don't know if some of you know, I'm from Arkansas, and there's actually I can't think of what kind of doctor he is right now, but you'll see down in the comments. But he put together a big seed swap in Arkansas, and it was really phenomenal. I'll put a link to the video down below. It was phenomenal because people from all over the state of Arkansas came, and they shared seeds that in some cases were 100 years old, you know, the genetics of those seeds. So tell me, are you excited? Are you interested in doing like a local swap that maybe we could get out to everybody by, say, February, so that we could use those seeds in our spring planting? So let me know down below. I hope you're excited about finding a seed swap for yourself if you don't do one with me. And thanks again for always joining us, and whenever you get a chance, and I look forward to chatting with you next time.